बाप्पा मोरया, गणपति बाप्पा मोरया, सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाप्पा मोरया, सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाप्पा मोरया. Welcome. Now, what we are about to do, as we have been doing every night so far, we perform our opening prayer, followed by glorification of different forms of divinity. And tonight, we listen to the Pancham Adhyay, the fifth and final Adhyay of the Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. So before doing so, we prepare ourselves as we perform our opening prayer, followed by glorification. In our minds, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, as we chant the opening prayer. Shri Vigneshwaraye Namaha. Om Sada Bhavani Dahini He Sanamukha Sri Ganesh Pancha Deva Raksha Karo Shri Surya Brahma Vishnu Mahesh Pancha Devataye Namaha. Om Shanno Mitra Shamvaruna Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspati Shanno Vishnu Rukrama Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Varishyami Satyam Varishyami Tanmam Avatu Tarbhaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Shri Vishnu Devaye Namaha. Boli Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Shri devotees, we glorify as we join together, as we begin with the glorification with Gajanan Swami, who is known as Pratham Puj, the one must be worshipped at the beginning of each and every event here. O Ganapati Baba Moria, Ganapati Baba Moria. O Ganapati Baba Moria, Ganapati Baba Moria.
Ganapati Baba Moria, Ganapati Baba Moria.
Sukha karta dukha harta mera 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 Ganapati Baba Moria.
आओ प्रभु मेरे आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो.
आओ प्रभु मेरे आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ.
आओ प्रभु मेरे आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो.
आओ प्रभु मेरे आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ.
बोलो गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया, गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया.
गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया, गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया.
ओ गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया, गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया.
गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया, गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया.
मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे.
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 मोरिया 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 रे.
मोरिया 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 रे.
मोरिया 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 रे.
मोरिया 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 रे.
ओ मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे.
मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे.
ओ मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे.
मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे.
गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया.
गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया.
ओ बाप्पा बाप्पा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया.
बाप्पा बाप्पा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया.
गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया.
गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया.
बाप्पा बाप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया
बाप्पा बाप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया
मोरया रे बाप्पा मोरया everybody chant मोरया रे बाप्पा मोरया रे 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 बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय. Now devotees, we focus on the Divine Mother. We chant again simple beautiful kirtan, chanting all her names. हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
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 काली कपालिनी 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 माँ जय जय काली माँ.
ओ काली कपालिनी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
काली कपालिनी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
परम शिवानी माँ जय जय शानी 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 माँ.
जगदोधारिणी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
जगत उद्धारिणी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
जगदोधारिणी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
जगत उद्धारिणी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
परम शर्वाणी माँ जय जय अंबिका माँ.
परम शर्वाणी माँ जय जय अंबिका माँ.
परम शर्वाणी माँ जय जय चंडिका माँ.
परम शर्वाणी माँ जय जय चंडिका माँ.
जय जय काली माँ.
जय जय काली माँ.
जय जय काली माँ.
जय जय काली माँ.
परम शर्वाणी माँ जय जय अंबिका माँ.
परम शर्वाणी माँ जय जय अंबिका माँ.
जगदोधारिणी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
जगत उद्धारिणी माँ जय जय काली माँ.
हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ. बोलो
हे
दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ. हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ. हे दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय काली माँ. बोले श्री शक्ति देवी माता की जय. And our devotees, we focus on Bhagwan Shankar, Devo ke Dev Mahadev, our Lord who is known as Shantaras, the sense of peace, Vrishavahan Bholelad Nagavarana Trishuladharu, the Marubala, the king of the earthly stage, that one who is a form of creation, also the form of sustenance and dissolution, that one who plays the Damaru, we glorify him. कदिम रूपाजे प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
दिन कदिम रूपाजे प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
जिम कदिम रूपाजे प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
दिन कदिम रूपाजे प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला 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 प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
बोलो बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला बोलो
बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला
भाल चंद्र शिर गंगा लहरत अद्भुतन को गोरा भाल चंद्र शिर गंगा लहरत अद्भुतन को गोरा तो दिम डमरू बाजे प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला बोलो दिम
डमरू बाजे प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला
बोलो बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला बोलो बम बोला
शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला
नागपनन सोकरत आरती देव गति अनमोला नागपनन सोकरत आरती देव गति अनमोला तो बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला बोलो बम बोला
शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला
श्रृंगीनाद बजावत गावत लकत रहो भगली झोला श्रृंगीनाद बजावत गावत लकत रहो भगली झोला तो बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला everybody बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला बोलो दिम डमरू बाजे प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला प्रेम मगन नाचत everybody chant बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला बोलो बम बोला शिव बम बोला शिव बम बोला प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला बम बोला शिव बम बोला बोलो प्रेम मगन नाचत बोला बम बोला शिव बम बोला Devotees, Maha Mantra, Sharakshara Mantra. As we have been doing every night so far, this Maha Mantra, this beach mantra given to us from Shiv Mahapuran, Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya, 5 Akshar Mantra. But when you add Om to it, it becomes Sharakshar Mantra, 6 syllables. This mantra, an Akshar Mantra, one that brings prosperity to the life of an individual. It helps to remove all our negative karmas. Bhagwan Shankar is known as Shanta Ras, the essence of peace. It brings peace within the mind of an individual when you focus upon our Lord and Master Bhagwan Shankar. So even the smallest child can chant Om Namah Shivaya. As I always mention, that we have learned from our Nana Shankaracharya ji. Samay na awar barambar. Samay na awar barambar. Time, tide, opportunity. Don't waste it. It never comes again. Once it is gone, it is gone. Whatever time have been given to us, whatever opportunities have been given to us, we make use of it. In the place of satsang, we use the God-given gift of the voice to chant, And when we chant, as Bhagavad Gita says, chapter 6, verse 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, man elevates himself by himself. Man sings himself by himself. I am my best friend, my worst enemy. So when I perform these actions, these sadhanas, singing, glorifying, using the hands to clap, using the voice to chant, I benefit myself. I elevate myself. When I do not do it, I only sink myself. But human form have been given to make sacrifices. Sadhana dham, moksha kadwar. You're on the doorway to paradise. All we need to do is make sacrifices. So devotees, as we say, Kirtan is not a spectator sport. You don't sit and observe. You have to engage yourself. This is why these simple kirtans are there, so everybody could join. So we put our voices together. Feel the energy of that Lord. Feel the vibration of that Lord. Get the blessing of that Lord and Master Bhagwan Shankar. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Pahima.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Pahima.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Rakshama.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Rakshama.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Pahima.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Pahima.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Rakshama.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Rakshama.
Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Pahima. Om Namah Shivaya, Rakshama. Om Namah Shivaya, Pahima. Om Namah Shivaya, Rakshama. Bole Simapati Mahadev ki jai. And devotees, now devotees, as we have been there every night so far, we perform glorification to Satyanarayana Swami. This pratna that we've been explaining for the whole week, so you're supposed to know what the meaning is by now. But most importantly, O Satyadev, O Satyanarayana Swami, Hamare Dukha Haru, remove all my unhappiness, my distresses, whatever it may be. Bera Para Kuru. So devotees, as I mentioned, personal prayer. This is a personal prayer between yourself and Satyanarayan Swami. So we join and then followed by, again tonight, we join in Bara Akshar Mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om 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 Sasanka Chakram Sakritu Kundalam Sapita Vastram Sarasiri Hiksharam Sahara Bhakshastala Kaustubasriyam Namami Vishnu Sirsa Chaturbhujam Om Vanamali Gadisharangi Shanki Chakri Chanandaki Srimanarayano Vishnu Vasudevo Bhirakshatu Vasudevo Bhirakshatu Vasudevo Bhirakshatu Om Sri Satyadevaya Namaha. Bolo Satyanarayana Swami ki Jai. And devotees, before we go into our Panchamam Adhyay, as mentioned, final Adhyay of the Sri Satyanarayan Vrat Katha, a very, very important Adhyay. It tells us many, many things in this adhyay about ourselves. But before doing so, devotees, we have all been every night listening to beautiful advice of our sages that help us understand the whole purpose of life. And this bhajan, again, I love it very much. And for the entire week, Jasmine asked me to sing this bhajan. I told her in due course. And tonight is in due course. So devotees, we ask that question, when are we going to meet the divine? Rama Milana ka bahoy. Rama Milana ka bahoy. When I say Ram, Krishna, Shiva, Devi, whichever form. But the point about is, when are we going to meet our divine? Our life is there. We are contaminated by all the materialism, as I mentioned in last night, and I shall mention every night. I'll find some way to bring it in, and this is here. We have to transcend from prayas into shreyas. From pravritti marg to nirvritti marg. It's a natural transition of life, where we forget, or we sort of shun away attachments as such, and we move to part of the divine. Now, as I mentioned, if you're in Grihastha ashram like I am in, we cannot practice that fully. But as I mentioned, we could be in the world but not of the world. We have everything, we enjoy everything, we acquire everything, we work for everything. We enjoy ourselves, our family, etc. Purushartha, ardhanam, kamar, moksha. But the idea is in your mind at this point in time. But the idea is in my mind as to where my eventual outcome is supposed to be. From pravritti marg to nivritti marg, from prayas into shreyas. So when the time do come and you reach that point, you have to now start. You're already on the journey. So don't think that it's too early to start. We can understand it from a very, very early age. Understand what the process is, what the journey is. This is the journey of human beings, mankind, to realize our true nature. Aham brahmasmi. I am part and parcel of the divine. Chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham tattvamasi. And this devotees, bhajan also helps us with that. Not only contamination is there, only sin is there. Papa nishi me, jivan in India, bhajana bhora kare bhaye. That we do not chant the bhajan. We in stupor, we in dream. And the four stages are there: Jagrata, Swapna, Susupti, Turiya. Stages of ignorance, as we say. But we have to transcend above that into that path of realization of our true selves. And the Veda, the Purana, has given us all the upais, all the ways in which we can perform such action like Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. So devotees, we join as we listen to this most beautiful bhajan, and then we take in the Panchamam Adhyay. Hai ho Rama milan ka bahoy, sandesh wala ge rahe. Hai ho Rama milan ka bahoy, sandesh wala ge rahe. Hai ho Rama milan ka bahoy. Dehiya rathava me indriyana pahiya. Devotees, Dehiya rath me indriyana pahiya. This body that we have is a chariot, a ratha, a chariot that has been given us to traverse the paths of this world. With all his senses, the Gyan Indriyas, the Karma Indriyas, the five sheets, Anamay Kosh, Manamay Kosh, Pramay Kosh, Vijnanamay Kosh, Anandamay Kosh. The Antakaran, Manas, Buddhi, Hankar, Chit, all of these things, devotees, make up the human form. You have the three bodies, as we say. You have the Sthula Sharir. You have the Sukshma Sharir, the Karana Sharir, the gross body. Devotees going inwards. All the three different bodies that we have that create this human form. So this form is a chariot that we have, that we use to traverse the paths of this world. We should not ever waste. Do not waste this chariot. Do not waste the opportunities that have been given to us. Dehiya rathava me indriyana pahiya. Dehiya rathava me indriyana pahiya. Bhava ke panta chali ha. Bhava ke panta chali. संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय। आहा पाप निशी में जीवन निंदिया, पाप निशी में जीवन निंदिया। भजन के बोर बई, हाँ भजन के बोर बई, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम जागृत स्वप्न सुसुप्ति तुरिया, जागृत स्वप्न सुसुप्ति तुरिया। जीतो तब राम मिली, हाँ जीतो तब राम मिली, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय। वेद पुराण ग्रंथ बहु व्यंजन, वेद पुराण ग्रंथ बहु व्यंजन। पाकर व्यंजन बही, हाँ पाकर व्यंजन बही, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय, संदेश वाला गे रहे। ऐ हो राम मिलन कब होय, संदेश वाला गे रहे। So devotees, we got the advice for a few minutes. Let's glorify Prabhu Shri Ram before we go into a Vrat Katha for this evening. Simple Kirtan, everybody. O Ram 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 Bole,
Ram 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 Bole,
O Ram 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 Bole,
Ram 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 Bole,
Ram Bole, Ram Bole,
Ram Bole, Ram Bole,
Ram Bole, Ram Bole,
Ram Bole, Ram Bole,
Ram 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 Bole,
Ram 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 Bole,
O Ram 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 Bole,
Ram 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 Bole,
Ram 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 Raghu Rama, Ram 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 Sukadhama,
Ram 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 Raghu Rama, Ram 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 Sukadama,
O Ram 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 Sukadhama, Ram 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 Parabhama,
Ram 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 Sukadama, Ram 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 Paramdama,
O Ram 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 Parabhama, Ram 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 Gunadhama,
Ram 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 Paramdama, Ram 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 Gunadama,
O Ram 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 Gunadhama, Ram 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 Raghu Rama,
Ram 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 Gunadama, Ram Ram
everybody chant. Ram 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 Bole, Ram 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 Ram
Ram Bole,
Ram Bole, Ram Bole,
Ram Bole, Ram Bole,
Ram Bole, Ram Bole,
Ram Bole,
Sita Ramachandra ki jai. So devotees, as mentioned this evening, we look at the Pancham Adhyay. Pancham Adhyay means the fifth and final Adhyay of the Sri Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. Now every night, devotees, we have listened to one of the Adhyayas, one of the cantos as they also call it. But tonight, devotees, this is one of my favorite Adhyayas, as I love Pratham Adhyay and I love Panchamam Adhyay. I love the first Adhyay because it really tells us about how we should live our lives. And the final Adhyay of the Satyanarayan Vrat Katha tells us what happens to all of us when we listen to the Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. But before doing so, devotees, in my own way, I like to offer a special prayer, personal prayer, to Sri Satyanarayana Swami in the form of Vishnu Bhagavan. Narayana Karuna Me Sharanam Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam Narayana Karuna Me Sharanam
Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam.
Devotees, Narayana Karuna Me Sharanam Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam. What is Sharanam, devotees? I seek the blessings at the feet of that Lord and Master, Vishnu Bhagwan, Lakshmi Pati, who is the consort of Mahalakshmi Mata. O Prabhu, I perform all my injunctions, I avoid the prohibitions, I believe in you, I believe in none else, humility and self-surrender, the 6 components of Sharanagati. So, Narayan Bhagwan, I surrender myself to you. You are the giver of all happiness. You are the giver of all riches. You destroy the adversities, the sorrows of your devotees. And we heard for the entire week of all the different devotees who perform Satyanarayana Vrat Katha and the blessings they received. I seek your protective shelter, O Father of this world. I seek your protective shelter. You are the friend of the poor. Lord, protect me. And this is a personal prayer between yourself and Satyanarayana Swami. So I suggest that you close your eyes, you focus, and try to picture that form in your mind. Do not waste the opportunity. Chant the name of our Lord and Master, Vishnu Bhagwan. If you can understand and sing the bhajan, do so also. Narayana Karuna Me Sharanam Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam
Narayana Karuna Me Sharanam Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam.
विपति हमारी तुमने सारे विपति हमारे तुमने सारे शोक मितारे भव भय हारे शोक मितारे भव भय हारे परम पिता परमेश्वर शरणं शरणं Everybody sing, chant.
Narayana Karuna Me Sharanam Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam.
संकट पिता से सब मन ताए संकट पिता है सब मन चाहे भक्त जनों के लाज बचाए भक्त जनों के लाज बचाए दीन बंधु जगदीश्वर शरणं शरणं शरणं
Narayana Karuna Me Sharanam Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam.
Narayana Karuna Me
Sharanam Jai Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Charanam.
Jai 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 Parameshwar Sharanam Jai 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 Parameshwar
Sharanam.
Jai 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 जय जय लक्ष्मीपति शरणं जय जय जय
जय जय जय लक्ष्मीपति शरणं
जय 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 नारायण शरणं जय जय जय
जय जय जय नारायण शरणं
जय 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 ओंकार शरणं जय जय जय
जय जय जय ओंकार शरणं
नारायण करुणामय शरणं जय लक्ष्मीपति विष्णु चरणं नारायण करुणामय शरणं जय लक्ष्मीपति विष्णु चरणं नारायण करुणामय
शरणं जय लक्ष्मीपति विष्णु चरणं
So for movements, everybody, Narayana, Narayana, Om. We join, chant, feel the presence of the divine. Narayana, Narayana, Om, Satyanarayana, Narayana, Narayana, Om. Narayana, Narayana, Om, Satyanarayana, Narayana, Om, Satyanarayana, Narayana, Om. Om, Jai Shri Satyadeva, Bolo Narayana, Narayana, Om.
Satyanarayana Narayana Narayana Om Narayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Om Jai Shri Satyadeva
Om Narayana Narayana Om Vishnu Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Vishnu Narayana Narayana Om Vishnu Narayana Narayana Om Om Jai Shri Vishnu Devta Om Narayana Narayana
Om Vishnu Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Vishnu Narayana Narayana Om Vishnu Narayana Narayana Om Jai Shri Vishnu Devta
Om Jai Shri Lakshmi Mata Om Jai Shri Lakshmi Mata Om Jai Shri Vishnu Devta Om Jai Shri Satyadeva Bolo Satyanarayana Swami Ki Jai. So now devotees, as mentioned, Panchama Adhyay, the final Adhyay of the Sri Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. And we have listened to all of the others, starting from Panchamam, coming right up. Last night we listened to Tritiyo or Chaturutha Adhyay in one. Now Panchamam Adhyay. Now this Adhyay, devotees, is split up into two parts. One, very briefly, it tells us of an individual who, by refusing to accept the prasad of Satyanarayan Swami, and who refused to make obeisance to Satyanarayan Swami, bowing his head at the spot where the puja is taking place, what became of him? What became of him? So devotees, we begin from this point, where again Suji Maharaj, he is relating to Rishyogan. As we say Rishyogan, who is Rishyogan? All the sages that were present in Naimisharanya. And Naimisharanya, we explained in the beginning what is Naimisharanya, the real true meaning of Naimisharanya. That's sacred forest. So here devotees, Sutaji Maharaj is in Naimisharanya, and he is Rishigan, as mentioned here. Suni, listen to what I'm about to explain to you. That once there was a king by the name of Tungadwaj. Tungadwaj ek naam Raja. The name of that Raja was Tungadwaj. And he was very devoted. Very devoted. To who? Not to Satyanarayana Swami so much, but to, utmost devotion as such. When I say devotion, we don't mean worshipping, but looking after. His commitment was looking after his subjects, his praja. And he did that very committed, as we say, in a committed way. He made sure that everything was okay. Everything was okay in the palace, holy grail, everything that was needed, to have the palace running smoothly. He made sure he provided that. So once it is said, but like all of them, they always have a little bad habit. So what was his bad habit? He loved to go and hunt. And what caused Raja Dashrath from Sri Ramcharitamanas to be in that situation that he was with Sarvan Kumar? Hunting. He went to hunt the deer. By hunting that deer, he dipped that ghara in that pond and started to make a gurgling sound. And he was very, very dexterous, as you see, with that bow and arrow. Just by listening, he could hear a target. Not you have to see. Just by listening to that sound as such, he could shoot in that direction and hit exact. So this was the dexterity he had. And what he did, we're not going to the Katha of Sarvan Kumar, but who he shot? Sarvan Kumar. That son of Andan Andhi. And what was that? That was the cause of his death. This was a downfall of Raja Dashrath. And Bhagavad Mahapuran gives us 5 great sins, 5 great sins. I'll give you 3. 1, alcoholism. Bhagavad Mahapuran bans alcoholism. That's a grave sin. And we don't have to go into details. We all know what alcoholism does to families. We know what it does. Alcoholism. Second, gambling. What gambling does. What gambling does to our family. We all know that. We are going to know details. We'll give any example. But many of us have many examples that we can look at and see. Gambling. And third, hunting. Hunting. So some people say, devotees, many people tell me, Baba has gone fishing. I don't know what fishing is, eh? I've gone fishing and I don't carry home the fish and I just fishing and let them back to go into the water. That's a sin. You hurt any animal. You think when that hook going up in the fish mouth, the fish are feeling nothing? Huh? But you don't want to go into details. So when they do these things, they step on corns. But hunting is a grave sin according to Bhagavad Mahapuran. Not what I say, what Bhagavad Mahapuran says. And there are 2 others that are a little more devious. But they stick with these 3. So here devotees, what Tungadwaj did. It said this was one of his sports as most of the kings would do in those days. Hunt. They said one day what he did. He went hunting. And he caught a lot of animals, as you say, wild animals. He caught a lot of them. And when he caught them, devotees, returning to his home, returning to his palace as such. Now, while returning to his palace, there he was passing close by, where he saw some sakis, as we say, some cowherds. What they were doing? They were performing this katha such. Satyanarayan Vrat Puja, as mentioned here. Satyanarayan Vrat Puja, performance of this puja to Satyanarayan Swami. Now he knew of it, He knew of it. But what happened when he was passing there and he saw at the root of this banyan tree, all his cowherds, they were sitting there, busy worshipping Satyanarayana Swami, like what you all did for the entire week. Performance, all his sacrifices, doing everything that is necessary to ensure the puja is performed. Together with his neighbors and friends and near and dear ones, they were doing that. Now the king knew of this. He knew the greatness of the Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. But you know what, devotees? He was reluctant. He was reluctant. And what he did? He didn't went close to him where the puja was taking place. Nor did he bow his head to the Yagyashala. These are important points for all of us Hindus. Why do they say when you see a passing by a temple, you should bow your head? Why should you bow your head at a temple? That they show reverence. There a place of the divine is. Wherever temples, they say they have to come out and lie down flat in front of the step. But if you're driving down and you have to see a temple in your vehicle, easy, you can bow your head right there, making obeisance to a holy spot. A holy spot. When you see, satsang is in progress, as yagya, etc., what they should do. And we know, most of the times, yagya is public. But people say, well, they may invite me, they may come and give me no invitation, so I can't go. That's only excuse. Whenever yagya is taking place in an area, that is a public. This is a community yagya taking place here. Nobody is, is banned from coming here. If you don't come, you choose not to come. But what happened is that whenever these sacrifices are taking place, especially in the area, etc., go, attend. So here, devotees, what is mentioned, that he was very, very reluctant. He just looked at it. He didn't go close to where it was taking place, nor did he bow his head. And devotees, what happened? He stood a little distance away, taking his rest, etc. Taking his rest, a little distance away. Now when the puja is completed, all these cowherds, what they did, they approached him. They approached him. And what? They gave him the prasad of Satyanarayan Swami. So when you see him make offerings here, prasad is blessed offering. You see when they cook it in the back, and they put the flour and the sugar and whatever they just do, ask Hanuman, he tell you every day, most evenings he making prasad. Right? I know the whole process. But when they do all of those things, that's just the cook up thing together. But when it is offered to the divinity, in this instance here, Satyanarayan Swami, it becomes blessed offering. Prasad is blessed offering. That's why when you make your offerings, what the Padma tell you? Naivedyam samarpayami. Naivedyam samarpayami. That, oh Lord, today, I'm making a sacrifice. And with love and belief, I'm making this offering to you. Please accept this humble offering of mine. Naivedyam samarpayami. And we always mention, whenever you're making obeisance to the offerings to the divine, these are the three most important qualities that must be there. You must have love, you must have belief, and it must be a humble offering. Anytime you have no love and no belief, and in my own words, you figure a day, well, you remain right there. You have nothing to get. So you understand what I'm saying? So this here, Naivedyam Samarpayami, prasad was offered to Satyanarayan Swami. Offered to Satyanarayan Swami. And when the puja was completed, they approached him and they placed in his hand some of the prasad of Satyanarayan Swami that was offered. And they went their way. Now, leaving the spot there, what they did, they partook of that prasad to their heart's content. Heart's content. And I always mention, we mention it every single night. Whenever you get a prasad, the first thing you must do is bow. Immediately, bow to the prasad. Right? Seeking the, not, I wouldn't say seeking the blessing of the prasad, but showing that respect aside because I've been offered to that divine. And immediately, taste some. And I always say, you don't have to eat the whole parcel. From what I hear so far, heard, everybody say the prasad isn't real good. But I do eat prasad. Sorry to say. I eat something from the prasad. Everything is the prasad. So if you have the flour, you have the raisin, you have the prunes, you have grapes, you have dates, you have cane, all I prasad. So I will take one of the raisin. I love cane. I might take a piece of the cane. But the flour part, I don't really. But the point about it that you must taste it immediately. Immediately as you receive a prasad, partake of it. And don't leave it all about. As we keep mentioning, don't leave it. When you finish here, 7, 8 fast prasad is still fine in any night. But I say all we got to do is mention, we can't force nobody. You take up your leaf with your bottle of water, throw it in the garbage, wash your hand and leave your prasad right there. Why I can't take everything one time? So here devotees, they partook of that prasad with love in their heart. And they went their way. They went their way to return to their home. Now, what this king did, devotees, this king, right? What he did, after receiving that prasad, he didn't partake of it, Tungadwaj Raja. He didn't partake of it, he discarded it. He threw it away. And this is another important point. When you see eating prasad, do eat prasad like your mouth have a hole. Sorry to make it sound so. But you eating prasad, it falling out your mouth, it falling on the ground. People passing and mashing it, that's a sin. That is a grave sin. Because it has been offered to the divine. If you make it in your house and you offer it, well, that's regular flour and sugar and everything mixed up. But when you see you eating prasad, it shouldn't fall all over the place. It shouldn't fall, it shouldn't be discarded. It shouldn't be disregarded, that we say. Disrespect shouldn't be shown. That is a sin. So this is why we keep mentioning, when we say these things, right? Don't think we're trying to make anybody feel bad, We're not trying to make you feel bad. We're trying to protect you from incurring sin upon yourself. We have 2 types of sins we could create. Sins of commission and sins of omission. Always remember this. 2 types of sins one can create. Sins of commission and sins of omission. Sins of omission, you omit to do what you're supposed to do. Pach, Mahayagya, etc. And sins of commission, where you perform action that brings things upon your own self. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Sins of commission. So all that is part of sins of commission. That you do things that will bring sin. So this is why the Satyanarayan Vrat Katha is here. Scriptures are here, but specifically in the Satyanarayan Vrat Katha, it tells us all of this. Because why? What Narad Muni say from the Pratham Adhyay, some sort of upay, O Prabhu, give me some sort of upay that I can take to Mrityu Lok, that I can give to human form, humanity, so they can protect themselves and free themselves from all bondage. All this is part of it. So what he did, devotees, he discarded that prasad, he threw it one side, relinquished, as we say. He didn't bother with it. And what happened? That in itself was a grave sin that he committed. A grave sin that he committed. Now we all know, as I mentioned last night, nature conspires to put factors in place. There's a cosmological law. Nature conspires to put factors in place for two reasons. Either to elevate you or to teach you a lesson. To elevate you or teach you a lesson. We heard what happened to Sadhu and his son-in-law. Right? Raja Chandraketu. You heard what happened there. But the point about it, that nature always conspires. So the example is that if things are not going as we're supposed to go, in lack of a better term, not going right, but you're making the effort. You're making genuine effort. Some things are going to fall into place for elevation. Or you have everything, and you figure your day. Nobody greater than you, nobody better than you. You could do what you want. You could get on anyhow you want, see anything you want. Nature are going to conspire to also teach you a lesson. So it works both ways, to elevate you or to pull you down. Always remember that. So here, devotees, what the king did. The king chose the prasad. He discarded the prasad. He don't have no part of that. And what happened? That got Satyanarayana Swami, lack of a better term, got him irritated. He got upset. And they say, "Oh king, you disregarded the prasad that have been offered to me. You have to suffer the consequences. Suffer the consequences." And he Sarap is not to pull it down, Sarap is to teach you a lesson. Sarap is to teach you a lesson. Some say, when you get a sarap, you go drag. It's not a case of dragging. It's a case of learning a lesson. God don't punish anybody. We got lessons in life that we have to learn to make ourselves better. To make ourselves better. So don't think that sarap is to pull you down. It's to teach you a lesson based on attitudes, etc. So here the attitude was, Tungadwajaja, great king. Watch what he did. Discard the prasad of Satyanarayana Swami. And what happened to him, devotees? He said everything all of a sudden started to degenerate. Everything started to go down. And I'm sure many of you recognize that at some point in time in life. That there are times when things just, no matter what you're doing, things just can't go up. Things just can't elevate. And certain parts of life, things. And when you analyze yourself, what happened, what is going on inside is the cause of that. How you are, what you're thinking, your whole attitude, your whole swabha, as we say, is the cause of that. Because why? Everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. We pick up positive energies, we pick up negative energies. So when we're not doing things positively, we don't have the correct energies. Negative energies take us over. And we have to perform sacrifices. So sacrifices help us to build up our energies. So in this instance here, devotees, what he did, discarded the prasad of Satyanarayana Swami. And the lesson he had to learn was what? He had sons. Sons, all of them died. One by one, they begin to die. One by one, mysteriously, they begin to die. Nobody knows what was the cause of that. His granary as such, like where he had his grains, etc., all that was diminished. Grains started to spoil. Just all of a sudden, grains started to spoil. Couldn't make use of it. His treasury, everything in the treasury, started to lost. As we say in local parlance, Trinidad term, Indian people term, no barakat. No barakat. Things started to lose money, lose wealth, and no way of income coming back into the treasury, etc. The king realized that. He realized that. He said, wait now, what is taking place here? What is taking place here? I lost all my sons. I know my palace, the granary, etc., it is diminishing, the grains are spoiling, the treasury is very, very low. What is the cause of this? What is the cause? What mistake have I made? So here this mark this here. What mistake? What aparadha? Aparadha means mistake. What aparadha have I made to cause such a situation? Now sometime in life, don't ever forget these things. They always say, even though it's a story, well, principles of life, All these are principles of life. Sometime in life, things happen. We do not know what happened. What is the cause of this? What you have to do first thing, look at yourself. Don't look at yourself. You understand? Most of the time you do what? You want to watch your neighbor. I feel your neighbor throw something in my yard. I feel your neighbor walk a thing on my head. They really don't like me. I really see the wash with that kata yesterday morning. I feel they don't like me. I feel they throw something in my yard. Especially if I get one morning and see a red flowers in front of the gate. But they wouldn't think that maybe the flowers blow from the tree and the breeze blow it in front of the gate, You wouldn't think that, You think about something otherwise. Something otherwise. Jadu. Obya. First thing run to the mind. But to see if you could think logically, there's an explanation for every single thing.
There's an explanation for every single angle of life. You don't get fooled very, very quickly when you analyze logically. Because why? Anytime you see a superstitious, anytime you see you believe in bad, when bad always going to happen to you. Because that is what you're thinking. You become the vessel of negativity. But if you can think positively, you can think, in a way that, okay, this has to be some sort of something else, some logical explanation of this. You're going to find it. So here, devotees, what the king did, he said, there has to be some mistake I made. Something I've done. He's not thinking about all of that as yet, Something I've done to create this, situation in my life. And he started to think. And then he say, maybe, I don't know, some displeasure somewhere, I don't know what it is. And he went it that night again, like Chandraketu, he went to sleep. And unable to rest, devotees, in the night he got a dream. He got a dream from Satyanarayan Swami. Satyanarayan Swami came in his dream and said, "Oh Raja, you have made a grave mistake. You have made a grave mistake." Now this is his dream. Sometimes we dream, right? We all dreams. This is why the bhajan said, Jagrata Swapna Susupti Turiya. Those are the lower states. We dream. Sometimes we dream he is king. Sometimes you dream is pauper. Sometimes you dream you lost everything. Sometimes you dream you win lotto when you get yourself pause normal. All of these things, right? The whole thing about we all dream. That is part of life. But in this instance, sometimes dreams are direct. And we have to know how to read our dreams. Dreams are direct. Certain dreams are direct. For example, if somebody is sick, one of the swapna, one of the dreams, if somebody is very, very sick, and all of a sudden your dream may get better. And especially when you see you dream your nice clear water and it get better and you dive in and you swim in and thing, that's a bad dream. Be careful. Be very, very careful. If you dream all your teeth fall out, bad dream. If you dream your hair longer, shorter than it normally is, bad dream. All of these things. So devotees, dreams guide us in life. All of us, dreams guide us. When you see in, I think it's Kishkinda Khan, the devotees, or maybe Lanka Khan, when Sita Mata was in Ashok Vatika. Sita Mata was in Ashok Vatika and Tirishita was there. When you see Ravan threatened her, etc. And afterwards she went and spoke to Sita Ma. She said, "Oh, Sita, I had a dream last night. I dreamt that Ravan, 10-headed monster Ravan, he was riding on a donkey going south. All his limbs were broken. All his head was shaved north. Right? And he was going south. Something is going to happen. His time is coming to an end." She got a direct dream. And many of us in life normally, I sure you get direct dream. You dream something happens, you say, "Oh God, boy, that was a direct dream." That was a direct dream. So same thing here, devotees. When this Raja went to sleep, Tungadwaj Raja, he got that dream. And he dreamt in his dream, Satyanarayan Swami said, "I'm very displeased with you. I'm very displeased with you. Why? You didn't make obeisance to my place of worship. You're supposed to bow your head to the place of worship. And not only that too, you didn't partake of your prasad. This blessed offering that was given to you, discard it like it meant nothing." So sometimes we see all these things, we take it trivial, We trivialize our own dharma. Dharma doesn't trivialize us. We trivialize God. We trivialize dharma. You understand what I'm saying? We take it for granted. Yeah, I'll go temple next week, man. As I mentioned last night, next week never reach. I'll go satsang next week never reach. But everything else reaching in time. And I wouldn't give you any examples again either, but we all know what you're speaking about. So when it comes to the part of divinity, the part of elevation, it's trivial. We trivialize our own. We trivialize our own. Our own pujas, we take it for granted. Our own sacrifices, our own havan, our own satsang, we take it for granted, when it shouldn't be like that. Because we have the highest truth to elevate ourselves. These are the upais, as mentioned in Pratamadhyay, that help us to elevate ourselves. So Satyanarayana Swami came in his dream and said, "Oh, Tungadwaj Raja, I'm very displeased with you. Very displeased with you. You neglected that prasad that was given to you. You didn't partake of itself. You discarded it. And that in itself is like riches. This is why you lost everything." And devotees, what happened? When he got up early in the morning and he got that dream overnight, as we say. When he got up in the morning, he realized that the mistake he had made. He realized the mistake he had made. I said, you know what? He made up his mind. He made up his mind. he say, I'm going to worship Satyanarayana Swami. I'm going to perform the puja of Satyanarayana Swami. And what he did, devotees, he made all preparations. As usual, we heard it every other year. He made all preparations, devotees. And what? He collected all the ingredients that are necessary. And, according to the laws of scripture, he called it Brahmans. And I mentioned this on many occasions. The Upurohits, the Brahmans, are the ones that have the responsibility to perform such karma. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, Krishna Bhagavan referred to Arjuna as a Pundit. And many people say, well, look, Krishna Bhagavan called Arjuna a Pundit. He was a Kshatri. But you know what Pundit means? Pundit means a learned man. Pundit means a learned man. You have an accountant, he's a Pundit, he's a learned man and accountant. You have a lawyer, he's a Pundit, he's a learned man in law. Right? You have a bandit, he's a Pundit, he's a learned man in tiffin. Right? But the point that Pundit means learned. And it's like a learned person in the field of whatever. But an Upurohit is something totally different. Totally different. An Upurohit is one who has given the responsibilities to perform such sacrifices. And each and every caste, as we say, Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, and Sudra, everybody have a duty and a responsibility. A Sudra cannot perform a Brahman's duty. And it goes on like that. So the whole thing about it here, I say Vedmilinge, according to the laws of scripture, he qualified one, the Brahmans, the Upurohits, right? And he performed with devotion, deepest of devotion in his heart to Satyanarayana Swami. After he was finished devotees, what he did, he glorified Satyanarayana Swami. And again, everybody be joined.
Jai Jai Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Swami Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om
Jai Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Swami Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Parmanabha Hari Om
Padmanabha Hari Om
Parmanabha Hari Om
Padmanabha Hari Om
Jai Narayana Hari Om
Jai Narayana Hari Om
Satyanarayana Hari Om
Satyanarayana Hari Om
Swami Narayana Hari Om
Swami Narayana Hari Om
Hari Narayana Hari Om
Hari Narayana Hari Om
Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Swami Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om
Jai Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Swami Narayana Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Shantakaram Bhujanga Shainam
Parmanabha Hari Om
Padmanabha Hari Om
Parmanabha Hari Om
Padmanabha Hari Om
Jai Narayana Hari Om
Jai Narayana Hari Om
Satyanarayana Hari Om
Satyanarayana Hari Om
O Swami Narayana Hari Om
Swami Narayana Hari Om
Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Narayana Hari Om, Hari Narayana Jai Narayana Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Swami Narayana Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. So in this way, devotees, he worshipped Satyanarayana Swami with love in his heart. Love in his heart. And what happened? It is said, simply put, devotees, he lived out his life. He lived out his life. And having lived out his life, devotees, at the end of it, as happened to most of them, all of them, he elevated to that state of Vishnu Lok. And remember, Vishnu Lok is not a place up in the sky. Where is the sky? Which part are you going? As I mentioned, plenty people go away and think, right? Anytime you go, you see a foundation up there, you see a platform, and you see a house there, and that is Vishnu Lok. And then the next place, and you see a house, and maybe a steel structure, and you see Shiva living there, Shiv Lok. Lok is within all of us. The abode of Vishnu is a status, is a condition, is an attitude. All of these things within all of us. A positive virtue within all of us. Shiva Lok, exact thing. Right? Brahma Lok, exact thing. So devotees, when he say he went to the abode of Vishnu, it didn't mean he leave here and went anywhere. He realized that state of Sattvic Prakriti, as you keep mentioning. Sattvic Prakriti, the nature of truth, is Satyanarayan Swami. So after performance of all of these devotees, what happened? He performed the puja of Satyanarayan Swami, and Satyanarayan Swami was very pleased with the sacrifices. It's hard to please God, you know. It's not hard to please God at all. We just need to make these correct sacrifices. We need to make the correct efforts. Obviously, everything is based on karmas, but the sacrifice, the effort, the process is what is important. The process. So he went through the entire process, devotees, and then Satyanarayana Swami was pleased with him. He blessed him, and in due course, what happened? They said all his wealth, etc. He lived a life of prosperity. Lived a life of prosperity, a life of happiness. All his, grains, etc. began to, came back into that palace, right? That Annapurna Devi was there again. Wealth, Lakshmi Mata was there. And as I said, he lived out his life. And at the end of it, he went to Satya Lok. After observing the fast as such, after observing his fast and performance of the sacrifice, at the end of his life, he returned. Now, devotees, this is the part here of the end of the sort of stories of the Vrat Katha, Panchamadhyay, right? With Tunga Vadwaja Raja. Now, what I want to mention here now is something that is very, very important. Very, very important. Of individuals who observe this fast, who observe this sacrifice, who make these sacrifices. And devotees, it is said here that anyone who observing this fast in the name of Satyanarayana Swami, it is the easiest and most rare means of salvation. The easiest is the important word here. Is the easiest way of getting salvation. And what salvation mean? Freedom from bondage. Salvation don't mean leaving here and going anywhere. You're going nowhere. Right here. Right here is hell, right here is heaven. Right here you have to enjoy, right here you have to suffer. But what they say is that observing the fast in the name of Satyanarayana Swami, it is the easiest way. It's very, very rare. Because why? You don't really hear about Satyanarayana Vrat Katha too much all over again, like long time. So it becomes rare. But it is the easiest way, one of the easiest ways, or the easiest way for an individual to get blessings, to get salvation. And not only that, to devotees, as mentioned here. Punyava pala dene wale, vrat ko rakhta hai. What it says here, that one who worships Satyanarayana Swami in a positive way, in a way of genuinity, with love in your heart, it brings all virtues, it brings all pleasures. Just by recitation of the Satyanarayana Vrat Katha, just by listening to the Satyanarayana Vrat Katha. So he says, who recites the Katha, who listens to the Katha, who makes reference to that with devotion to Satyanarayana Swami, right? They say, it's a Satyanarayana ki kripa. It's a Satyanarayana ki kripa. You receive the kripa, the grace of Satyanarayana Swami in this age of Kali Yuga. The reader, the hearer,
right? The Vakta, the Srota, and this is an important point. Who is the Vakta? I am the Vakta, the one who says. Who is the Srota? The Srota is not the person surrounded by the Bedi. That is the one who performs the Upansu. But everybody who is listening becomes the Srota. Srota means to listen. From Sunana, the verb Sunana, to listen. Srota, one who listens. So if you listen to the Katha, you are Srota. So the one who reads the Katha, the Vakta, one who listens to the Katha, it is said, what happens? A lot of blessings come to that individual. A lot of blessings come to that individual. And what is mentioned here, devotees, is that आदि की प्राप्ति होती है, दरिद्र को धन का लाभ होता है, तथा बांधव वाला बांधव मुक्त हो जाता है. Is that who reads the Katha, who listens to the Katha, it says obtains what? Wealth. And everybody want wealth? But obviously not only material wealth. Because you have material wealth with spirituality, you lost everything. And that is why when you do Lakshmi Puja, you put up a pink flag, you know. Some people want to put up a red flag for Lakshmi. What is red? Red represents pure materialism. White represents purity, sattvic. So when you mix red and you mix white, what you're going to get? Pink. So what it says, you see we have plenty pink around, Lakshmi Mata all over here. So what it means here, that when you put a pink flag, you worship Lakshmi Mata, that you're asking Lakshmi Mata, oh Lakshmi Mata, I want material wealth, but I want with spirituality also. Because if you have only pure materialism, no spirituality, that is easily lost. Easily lost. So here devotees, that wealth, materially and spiritually, and here is also mentioned dhana dhanya, dhan, wealth, grains. That when you see one worship Satyanarayan Swami, perform the vrat of Satyanarayan Swami, grains, Annapurna Devi, you're not lost of grains, you're short of grains in your home. Not short of grains in your home. And then devotees, what he says here, that one who is in captive receive freedom. Now here, they mean in jail, you know. You have to interpret what it means here. Captive means what? When you're in a state of bondage, you have no vairagya, you have no tyag, you have no spiritual dispassion, all of these things. So captive don't mean to lock you up in jail. You will get free eventually. What it means, if you're captive, it means that you have this, your lack of this independence, this swatantra, as we say. You don't realize your true nature. You're trapped in this human form. Only attachment, 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 all side. If you worship Satyanarayana Swami, you could be free from that. This is what I mentioned. You're in the world, but not of the world. That is the term I meant. You're in the world, but not of the world. You enjoy everything around, but you're not attached to it. You're not attached to it. And what happens also, one is rid of the fears. We have three fears. Devik, bhautik tap. Right? There's something different here. And what happens? By doing this action, by worship Satyanarayana Swami, by performing the vrat of Satyanarayana Vrat Katha, it says man can escape from all his suffering just by performing this. It is mentioned in first adhyay, is mentioned in the Panchamadhyay, and also Pratamadhyay, Panchamadhyay. This part ends with this, that who performs Satyanarayana Vrat Katha, you can be free from all sufferings. Whatever peed, whatever rog, whatever daridra, all of these things, sickness, pains, poverty, etc., could be removed by the worship of Satyanarayana Swami. And then what is mentioned here, the devotees? Kali Yuga में सनातन श्री विष्णु सत्यनारायण व्रत स्वरूप धारण करते सबको इच्छित फल देंगे. What is mentioned here? That especially in this age of Kali Yuga, he who worships that Lord Satyanarayana Swami is highly beneficial. Highly beneficial. And then, what he says here? That Vishnu Rupa se Kali Yuga में सत्यनारायण की पूजा ही फल देने वाले है. कोई मनुष्य इन सत्यनारायण की काल, कोई ईश्वर, कोई सत्य करेंगे, कोई सत्यनारायण, कोई सत्यदेव करेंगे. वही सत्यनारायण अनेक स्वरूप धारण करके सबको जो सत्यनारायण का व्रत पूजन करेंगे. That anyone in this age of Kali Yuga, he says some may refer to him as Kal, time. Some refer to him as Satya, eternity. Some will worship him as Satyanarayan, like what we did, specifically that form of Satyanarayan. Some may only refer to him as Satya, Satyanarayan, Satya, which is truth. But in this age of Kali Yuga, he assumes various forms, various names. But the most important part of his manifestation is that he fulfills the desires of each and every one of his devotees. So if you're a devotee, he's going to fulfill your desires. He'll fulfill the desires of each and every one of his devotees. And devotees in this age of Kali Yuga, it is said that name Satyanarayan, it will bring satisfaction and will give the desire, fulfill the desires of all. Fulfill the desires of all. So he says, oh, Rishigan, whoever reads this Satyanarayana Vrat Katha every day, right, will be freed from all vices and sins, as per, mentioned here. And then very quickly now, just to wrap it up, he's mentioning here now of the persons who we spoke about during the week. You may not remember all of them, but I'll mention some of them. Those who we spoke about during the week, after they departed the mortal coil, what they reincarnated as. And Sanatana Dharma speaks of reincarnation. It speaks of reincarnation. We were here in the past. We are here now. We'll continue to be here in the future. Sanchit karma, store up actions. What you have performed, give us prarabdha. This prarabdha that we have here, actions, the life that we have now, is not by guess. It's not by guess. It's because what we have done in the past, the actions we have performed, the karmas we have performed, give us the life we have now. So this is why sometimes people struggling, as we see, and then the next one next to them going up, and they do all kind of thing wrong. They say, Baba, better do wrong thing too. What should I going up? They are doing nothing, Baba. Every day they're drinking and liming and partying, and what should I going up? Best I do what they're doing too. Then you have to mention to them, no. That is prarabdha karma. No matter what, that is a cosmological law. That is prarabdha karma. They are reaping the fruits. Whatever life they are living, that's their business, As I like my new term in life, my modus operandi, that's your problem, not my problem. That's a them problem. That shouldn't be your problem. Live by that principle. So here, that is how they choose to live their life, that is their choice. Because why? They are recreating karmas from themselves. Agami, that which is to come. Like a gardener. When the gardener planted the tomato seed, and he picked the first the crop of tomatoes, the first, set of picking, he don't discard the field. He will do what? Pick again. And then that he'll plant more seed and continue to pick again. So prarabdha, agami, and sanchit agami and prarabdha. And just to make a little point here, this is not only in Hinduism, it's mentioned this in other religions also. For there was a Roman Catholic psychiatrist. There's a beautiful book referred to Many Masters, Many Lives by Dr. Weiss, right? A Roman Catholic psychiatrist. I know what he did, just to put it in a nutshell. He regressed. He had a patient who had terrible mental issues. She had no relationship with nobody, whether man, no woman. She couldn't have, stay in closer places. Nothing was, her whole life was upside down, basically. Upside down. She was living like in hell, basically. Living in hell. And then someone referred to this psychiatrist, who was not a Hindu, a Roman Catholic. And then, under hypnosis, you know what he did? He regressed her 64 lifetimes behind from the life she was living, the present life. 64 lifetimes prior to the life she was in. Some life, she was a queen. Some life, a king. Some life, a slave. Some life, a slave master. Some life, she worked on the port as a porter. Some life, she, so many different duties and responsibilities she had. Different parts of different lives that she took. Different lives. There was one part of the book that she started to scream and bawl. And what she was saying, oh, they are locking us up. I'm scared, the place is getting dark. One life she had leprosy. And what they were doing those days, it had a cure for leprosy. They will lock them in caves, put them in caves, and put a big boulder and block them off there and let them die right there. That phobia for fright, for darkness, claustrophobic. There's a real claustrophobic. Claustrophobia comes just so, That has to be for something somewhere in the past. You have to confront these fears. So all the fears that we have in life now is not now. It has come from somewhere in the past. It's got to be just choose to ignore it. But if you really want to find out about it, you have to get somebody who qualified to get into your mind, and they can do that once they're qualified. So this person, devotees, went into her mind, and she was freed from all these, these challenges as such, until she was eventually cured. Eventually cured. And then he said, as a Roman Catholic, I can't believe that, We don't believe in karma and thing. I'm sorry, we don't believe in reincarnation. And then she said something that shocked him, that he had a son who in 3 days' time, he died of a peculiar blood disease. All that is in the book. I read the book. All that is in the book. And nobody knew that except him. And she wanted to know, how come she know that now? Nobody knew that except him. Just 3 days holy child, who know that? And then devotees, she said, your father, whose name was Avrum, he is said to tell you not to worry, everything is okay. Everything is okay. When he heard that, he became shocked. He was shocked to hear that. And then he said, I cannot believe in reincarnation, but I cannot deny that. Cannot deny it. So reincarnation is a fact, it's a cosmological law. It doesn't change. So we have, the experimental outlook, cosmological outlook, metaphysical, cosmological, permanent law that govern it here. So when he's mentioned this here, I'll just mention it briefly, that all those from before, they reincarnated into forms that we all know. So here, devotees, what he says is that firstly, that great Brahman of Kashi, Kashi ka Raja, right, who was known as Satanand. Satanand, he was reincarnated as who? Sudama. All you know about Sudama, right? All you know about Sudama? There's a great katha in Bhagavad Mahapuran, who was the friend of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the personal friend, childhood friend of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. I'm not going to go story about it. But he got salvation by worshipping Krishna Bhagavan. So Satanand, devotees, he reincarnated as this person here, Sudama. Then the Lakrihara, we spoke of the Lakrihara. Lakrihara bhilke tumane, right? The Vatsala. He reincarnated as Nishar Raj. All you know who is Nishar Raj? Anybody? Kewat. Kewat. All you know of the Kewat, right? The Kewat, the one that is responsible for taking Sri Ram across the Ganga. So he was reincarnated, this Lakrihara, he was reincarnated as Nishar Raj. And he got his darshan by worshipping that Dashrath ki putra, Sri Ram. Raja Ulkamukh. Ulkamukh Raja, what devotees? When he discarded that form as the Ulkamukh Raja, he was reincarnated as Raja Dashrath. Raja Dashrath, to become the father of the Lord of creation, Sri Ram, Prabhu Sri Ram. And devotees, that religious-minded sadhu, we spoke of sadhu, remember we spoke about Lilavati and Kilavati, right? Lilavati and Kilavati, and then the son-in-law, and sadhu, the father, right? So sadhu devotees, he was born as a great king that was known as Muhardwaj. And devotees, he attained freedom from, this earth as such, by doing what? By giving charity. Giving charity, parupakar, service to mankind. He would give charity, build temples all over. That sadhu, he reincarnated as this individual. And then this last one we speak about here, Tungadwaj Raja. Tungadwaj Raja. After giving up the mortal coil, right? He was reborn. Reborn as who? He has mentioned that Manu. According to Hindu mythology, Manu was the mind-born son of Brahma. They say he was the first man that was created to start the human race. So Tungadwaj Raja, he was reborn as Manu. And he went to heaven by doing what? By doing what? Giving his life. At the end, even though he performed all of the sacrifices, when he performed his puja, he gave his life to Sat Lord and Master Satyanarayan Swami. He gave his life to that Satyanarayan Swami. And at the end of it, this is what he reborn as Manu. So here, devotees, to wrap it up now, all of these individuals, they existed. They existed. And they were born as different individuals, reincarnation. So you see all of us sitting here? We are ancestors returning in this form, continue our life journey. And this is why it's important that whatever we do here, we are actually performing. You are very fortunate to perform such action. This is your prarabdha karma. Understand what I'm saying? Nobody here by guess, Nobody here by guess. If you come holy night, or you come one night, it's not by guess. It's based on it's through karma, through your own actions. Prarabdha karma at play. To perform the yagya like this, right? All who come and help, that is prarabdha karma. Everything is prarabdha karma. Karma is the basis of everything. Cause and effect, cause and effect. Effect, cause, effect, conceal, effect, cause, reveal, according to Vedanta. So everything we do is cause and effect. So just the mere fact you've been here, and this is where I mentioned in the beginning, we trivialize our own self, and we trivialize our religion, as we say. Nothing is by guess. The mere fact you decide I'm going to Katha tonight, that is prarabdha karma. The mere fact you say I'm going to take a night in the Katha to sit down, that is prarabdha karma. The mere fact you say, see that rain falling me, I'm going to stay and cover up in my blanket and sleep away. That is prarabdha karma too. You're missing an opportunity. So this is why when Bhagavad Gita says, as we wrap up here, man elevates himself by himself. Man sinks himself by himself. I am my best friend or I am my worst enemy. This is what it means here. How come all of these individuals, they reincarnate into individuals that are written in legend, in scriptures? By guess? Or true karmas? True karmas. And that's what I'm saying. So this is why the advice to all of us is to perform these actions. Always find the opportunity to do something that is righteous, something that is good. Because when you do those things, you only elevate yourself. And we keep mentioning, God don't need us, we need God. I've learned that from a very young age, being in Satsang Paramachari all over the place. I have learned that from a very young age. I need God, God don't need me. That don't mean they say I go to Shakabran Temple and pray whole day too. I have no work to do. But the point about it, don't ever think that without you, God going to suffer. God will suffer. We shortchange our own self when we do not do what we are supposed to do. Always remember that. Whenever the opportunity is there and you don't grasp it, you shortchange your own self. You shortchange your own self. You have missed an opportunity to elevate your own self. And I have no other way to say it. If you cannot understand from Bhagavad Gita that you elevate your own self, you sink yourself, you are your best friend, your worst enemy, that is life itself. Then nothing else could be a justification. And Satyanarayana Vrat Katha is a justification for life. So every one of them, devotees, they did that. They did that. And what happened? It said they elevated to a state of Vishnu, as we say. Om Hari Om Tat Sat Iti Si Skanda Purane Reva Kande Si Satyanarayana Vrat Katha Panchamam Madhyaya. Everybody, Bolo Satyanarayana Swami Ki Jai. Si Satya Devaya Namaha. So devotees, we have completed the entire of the Satyanarayana Vrat Katha. I feel nice to complete it. We started from Pratamadhyay to Panchamamadhyay. And we made many, many points in between. All I would say, that all, whatever I've said, I have no malice in my heart or whatsoever. Sometimes people find I spoke too hard, too rough. It's for me, myself too. Sometimes I have to remind my own self of certain things that we need to do. But the point about it is that don't be too sensitive. Rather than being sensitive, take a lesson. Most important. Don't be sensitive. Don't think the Baba throwing talk. You throw in talk by yourself too. Most importantly, because I am elevating my own self. I am my best and my worst enemy. Okay? So whatever was said for the week, as we come to an end, no malice, no negativities, it's just, consideration, as we say. If you don't have consideration as Upurohits, it's our duty to preach and to teach and to try to get everybody on the correct pathway. We have different ways, some by Sohora way, some whatever, we try our best in how we know our way. But the point about it, no negativities whatsoever. So, what we'll do at this point in time, we have some of our pundits here. My younger brother, sorry, I'm going to say elder brother. I have no elder brother. I'm the eldest. Right? But my third brother, Pundit Jairat, Pundit Chandrarat. So I'll ask one of them, whoever decide. Pundit Chandra said Pundit Jairat as the eldest. I'll ask Pundit Jairat, he's the eldest out of the both of them. Right? So, okay, I'll decide. And then we have our member of parliament, right? Vivek Maharaj will also address us. So, Pundit Jairat.
The VSG, Pandit Umadutt, Pandit Sonat, our Reverend Pidaji, Pandit Chandrarat, Pandit Keshav, Pandit Agni, Pandit Ravichal, our MP. Firstly, let me say Sitaram to each and every one of you. And we have been very fortunate to be here to listen to a discourse taken from Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. Very powerful message delivered competently by Pandit Umadutt. And there are just two things that I would like to share tonight. And of course, the first is that as the chairman of the board of SWAHA in my official capacity, just to extend congratulations to the members of the Bhakti Jyoti Mandali that pulling off a Yagya, performing Yagya is certainly no easy task. It requires a lot of resources, it requires a lot of effort, a lot of, sacrifice to do what is being done here every single day for 7 nights, 7 days. And it's not 7 nights, right? 7 nights we listen to the Yagya, but it's really 7 days because after you have to clean up, you have to cook, you have to do all of these functions. And certainly this has been a sacrifice that has been performed by the members of the temple. And as scriptures will tell us that Yagya is sacrifice. Sacrifice is not meant to be easy. When you perform sacrifice, you perform vrat, that we are told by scriptures that this is the way that we get what we want in life. That when Lord Brahma created mankind, he created Yagya, he created sacrifice. And he said to us, it is through the medium of sacrifice and Yagya that every single one of us, we attain what we want in life. So that those who would have sat every single night to perform a Yagya, made prasad, all of these things, not just for ourselves, but for the benefit of everyone who would have been part of this, you would have done well, and I'm sure that the blessings of Satyanarayana Swami will be upon each and every one of you. So I'll just take a few moments to say a prayer, so I ask you to place your hands together, close your eyes, and we consider upon that form of Krishna Bhagwan. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansiradamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Mande Jagaguru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bole Sri Satyanarayan Swami Ki Jai. Sitaram, everyone.
Thank you, Pandit Jairat, and my youngest brother, Pandit Chandradat, and also young trainee Pandit Avichal for being here this evening, and my sister-in-law Vitra. So now I ask our Member of Parliament for our area, Minister Devish Maharaj, who is no stranger to any one of us. He frequents our temple. And from what I understand, he loves to come here. And we love for you to have you here also, Minister G. So, yeah.
Sitaram Pundit, Namaskaram. It's a very rainy night. I know there's an advisory that we are due to get some inclement weather from 11, but it seemed to have come a little earlier. Revered Pundits, specially invited guests. I sat, and as always when I come here, I leave with a great deal of knowledge from my dear brother Umadutt, who I have come to respect and cherish for his kind words and always extending his invitations to me to join in puja. Prarabdha karma, from what Pundit Ji says, is the karma that has ripened for this lifetime. All of us, whatever we are going through. And we are drawing on a storehouse of Sanchita karma, Pundit, that we don't know about. So how do you deal with that vast storehouse of Sanchita karma that you are not aware of? How is it going to affect you, and how is it going to affect your future life when it ripens? It is said, and I gleaned from what Baba says, that when we perform these pujas, when we earn Bhagwan's grace, whether through devotion, through seva, through other forms of worship, you are able to keep that storehouse of Sanchita karma from bearing fruit or ripening. In other words, you may cause that karma to become dry rot and not affect your life. And that is the benefit. That is why Pundit insists that we come and we perform this puja, and to do all of the great acts that he has cautioned us to do. That wonderful book that Baba referred to, Through Time into Healing, I also read it many moons ago, and Dr. Brian Weiss, he wrote 5 books, Pundit. Okay. That was the first one. And in that book, Many Lives, Many Masters, at the end of your life, when he regrets the patient, you have one main lesson for a lifetime. You have many sub-lessons, and you have one main lesson. Each lifetime you have one main lesson. So many lifetimes, and you have many masters, that particular master for that lifetime. So sometimes it's good to contemplate on what may be your particular lesson for a particular lifetime. As I say, you have many sub-lessons. I can tell you what I think is mine, but kind of embarrass it. So I won't disclose what it is. But that's something for all of us to do. When you look at your particular lifetime, so Pundit, you really caused my mind to search and recall those teachings and to learn from your wonderful, and as usual, as I said, and I'm sure many of you would take away the wonderful gifts given by Pundit tonight, and for that I thank you. And I thank each and every one of you and for giving me the opportunity to say a few words to you, most of you, the constituents of Aranguez and Joseph. Thank you very much. Namaskaram, Sitaram.
Sitaram. Thank you very much, Minister Ji. And at this point in time, we will make preparations for our final Havan. And while that has been done, we join as we glorify the divine. So devotees, let's join Satyanarayana Swami. O Satyanarayana, Narayana, Narayana, Satyanarayana,
Narayana, Narayana,
O Satyanarayana, Narayana, Narayana, Satyanarayana,
Narayana, Narayana,
Satyanarayana, Narayana, Narayana,
Satyanarayana, Narayana, Narayana,
Satyanarayana, O Satyanarayana, Narayana, Narayana,
Satyanarayana, Narayana, Narayana.
And devotees should have been Saturday. We didn't glorify Hanuman Baba for the week. So everybody, let's join. Put the voices together. O Veera Hanumana, Veera Hanumana, Veera Hanumana, Ati Balavana, Ram Ram Rasiyare, He 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 He, Prabhu Man Basiyare. Chant. Veera Hanumana,
Ati Balavana, Ram Ram Rasiyare, He He He, Prabhu Mana Basiyare.
O Sitaram Jai Sitaram, Sitaram Jai Radhe Shyam,
Sitaram Jai Sitaram, Sitaram Jai Radhe Shyam,
Sitaram Jai Sitaram, Sitaram Jai Radhe Shyam.
Sitaram Jai Sitaram, Sitaram
Everybody,
Jai Radhe
Bolo
Shyam.
Veera Hanumana, Veera Hanumana, Veera Hanumana, Ati Balavana, Ram Ram Rasiyare, He 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 He, Prabhu Man Basiyare. O Bolo Veera Hanumana,
Ati Balavana, Ram Ram Rasiyare, He He He, Prabhu Mana Basiyare.
O Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram,
Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram.
Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram,
Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram.
Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram. Everybody chant, sing. Veera Hanumana, Bollo Veera Hanumana, Bollo Veera Hanumana, Ati Balavana, Ram Ram Rasiyare, He 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 He, Prabhu Man Basiyare, He 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 He, Prabhu Man Basiyare, He 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 He, Prabhu Man Basiyare, He 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 He, Prabhu Man अतुलित बलधामं स्वर्णशैलाभदेहं धनुजवनकृशानं ज्ञानिनामाग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि ॐ रामदूताय विद्महे कपिराजाय धीमहि तन्नो हनुमान् प्रचोदयात् ॐ हुं फट् स्वाहा लौली पौफुली बोलो पवनपुत्र हनुमान की जय. So now devotees, we join in our final Havan, and our young Pundit will lead us in the final Havan.
Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Gauri Mata Swaha. Om Sri Prithvi Mata Swaha. Om Sri Panchokpal Devta Swaha. Om Sri Tulsi Mata Swaha. Om Sri Ganga Mata Swaha. Om Sri Lakshmi Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Namaschandikaya Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Saraswati Mata Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Sita Ramachandraya Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Radha Krishnaya Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Hanumantaya Namaha Swaha. Om Gram Devta Swaha. Om Stan Devta Swaha. Om Vastu Devta Swaha. Om Kul Devta Swaha. Om Taintiskara Devta Swaha. Om Sarva Devta Sarva Devi Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Ananswarupaya Padram Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Gurave Namaha Swaha. Of all. Please all stand as we begin with Purnahuti, final offering. Focus on Bhagwan Shankar. Om Namaha Shambhavaya Mayobhavaya Namaha Shankaraya Mayaskaraya Om Shivaya Shivtaraya Om Namaha Shivaya Om Puranamira Puranamiram Puranatu Puranamudachiti Puranasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyati Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha Om Gange Chaya Manachaiva Godavari Narmari Sindhu Kaveri Jalismin Sinadim Karu Om Brahm Agni Devta. Bow to the flame, everyone bow.
So devotees, at this point in time, we have a final arati, and as usual, while arati is in progress, the arati will be passed around, and you bow to the flame. Om Sri Agni Devaya Namaha. The main shooter will be performing arati, and while the Satyanarayan Vrat arati is in progress, then you can bow to the flame. Om Sri Satya Devaya Namaha. Om Hari Om Tat Sat Om Sajang Charvati Sanyukta Mahi Nujatamaya Deepam Gihana Devesrete Lokyati Mirapam Yani Kani Chapapani Janmantara Tritani Chatani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshana Pare Pare. So devotees, we join us Satyanarayan Ji ki arati. Jaya Lakshmi Ramana Sri Lakshmi Ramana Jaya Lakshmi Ramana Sri
Lakshmi Ramana
Sri Satyanarayana Swami Janapataka Harana Sri Satyanarayana Swami
Janapataka Harana
O Jaya Lakshmi Ramana Sri Lakshmi Ramana
Jai Lakshmi Ramana Sri Lakshmi Ramana
Ratna Charitra Singhasan Adbhut Chabiraje O Ratna Charitra Singhasan Adbhut Chabiraje Narar Karata Niranjan Ghanta Dhvani Baje Jaya Lakshmi Ramana
Sri Lakshmi Ramana Jai Lakshmi Ramana Sri Lakshmi Ramana
प्रगत भये कलिकारण तुझको दर्श दिया प्रगत भये कलिकारण तुझको दर्श दिया वृद्धु ब्राह्मण बनकर कंचन महल किया ओ जय लक्ष्मी
रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना
दुर्लभ भेल तोरा जिस पर कृपा करे, दुर्लभ भेल तोरा जिस पर कृपा करे। चंद्र के तो एक राजा जिनकी विपत्ति हरे। ओ जय लक्ष्मी
रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना, जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना।
कैश मनोरथ पायो श्रद्धा तजे कीन्ही, कैश मनोरथ पायो श्रद्धा तज कीन्ही। सोपल भोग प्रभु की कर स्तुति कीन्ही। ओ जय लक्ष्मी
रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना, जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना।
भाव भक्ति के कारण छिन्न छिन्न रूप धरियो, भाव भक्ति के कारण छिन्न छिन्न रूप धरो। श्रद्धा धारण कीन्ही जिनके काज सज्यो। जय लक्ष्मी रमना
श्री लक्ष्मी रमना, जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना।
बाल बाल संग राजा बन में भक्ति करी, बाल बाल संग राजा बन में भक्ति करी। मन वांछित फल मन वांछित फल दीनो दीन दयाल हरि। जय लक्ष्मी रमना
श्री लक्ष्मी रमना, जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना।
छत्त प्रसाद सवायो कदली फल मेवा, छत्त प्रसाद सवायो कदली फल मेवा। धूप दीप तुलसी राजी श्री सत्य देवा। जय लक्ष्मी रमना
श्री लक्ष्मी रमना, जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना।
श्री सत्यनारायण जी की आरती जो कोई गावे, श्री सत्यनारायण जी की आरती जो कोई गावे। सोनर सुख संपत्ति मन वांछित फल पावे। जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना। ओ जय लक्ष्मी रमना श्री लक्ष्मी रमना। ओ जय लक्ष्मी रमना। Devotees, as we conclude, as we have recited the 5 adhyay, we join as we glorify for the final time this evening, Mahamantra, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, 2 major manifestations of the divine. Everybody, put your voices together, clap, sing, and if you want to dance, you can dance too. Nothing wrong with that. But everybody, engage yourself in the glorification of the divine. This is what the Katha is about. Singing, dancing, creating a positive energies, putting yourself in the frame of devotion. Let's join. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Everybody
Krishna,
bolo, chant, sing.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Take flowers. Take flowers. So now, devotees, we are about to recite our closing prayer, final prayer. And as usual, as we recite our closing prayer, we offer prayer to our Lord and Master Satyanarayana Swami, that wherever our ancestors are, may the blessings of this Vrat be with them. As I mentioned this evening, reincarnation processes there. They have all reincarnated into different forms of prosperity, forms of sacrifice. So to all of our ancestors, we pray that wherever they may be, may the blessings of Satyanarayana Swami always be with them. May the energies of Satyanarayana Swami be with them. And may the quality of Satyanarayana Swami, Sattik Prakriti, be with them wherever they are. So you can take the names of the departed ones in your mind as you offer special prayer. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Dheti Girim Yatakirpatam Ham Bande Paramanandam Madhavam Om Prapana Parijataya Tudra Vitraikapane Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gita Amrita Duhe Namaha Om Anadini Dhano Devaha Sankachakra Gadadhara Kshay Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Om Krishna Krishna Kiparutam Gatinam Gatir Bhava Sansara Navamagananam Prasada Purushotamaha Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Chananda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Sri Satya Devaya Namaha. Now devotees, we offer prayer for ourselves, our families, our near and dear ones, our homes, our country, the world at large. We pray that Satyanarayana Swami bless us, protect all of us as we continue our life journey. May His blessings and protection be with us at all points in time. May that quality of Satyanarayana, Sattik Prakriti, truthfulness always be within us, without which there can never be life, success as we go through life. So in your own way, devotees, personal prayer between yourself and Satyanarayana Swami. Om Shiva Hare Shiva Rama Sake Prabhu Trividhata Panivarana He Vibhu Ajajaneshwara Yadav Pahi Mam Shiva Hare Vijayam Kuru Me Baram Pratidinam Kushalam Jai Mangalam Om Mangalam Bhagwan Vishnu Mangalam Garudvaja Mangalam Pundarikaksha Mangalaya Sunuhari Om Avahanam Najanami Visarjanam Pujang Chaiva Najanami Chamitam Parameshwaram Om Gachaka Surusresha Sustani Parameshwaram Yata Brahma Deo Devastata Kachutasanam Labhastesham Jayastesham Kutastesham Parajaya Yeshamindi Varisham Hridayastu Janaradanam Mandrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janaradanam He Satyanarayana Swami Yat Pujatamaya Deva Paripuranam Tarastame Papaham Papa Karmaham Papa Atma Papa Sambhava Trahima Pundarikaksha Sarva Paparo Hari Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Universal prayer. Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Dhyau Shanti Antariksha Gum Shantir Prithvi Shantir Apah Shantir Ushadya Shanti Vanaspati Shanti Vishwavira Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagum Shanti Shanti Hireva Shanti Hisama Shanti Ridhi Shubha Shanti. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Gaudi powerfully. बोलो गजानन स्वामी की जय, बोलो सत्यनारायण स्वामी की जय, बोलो सत्यनारायण स्वामी की जय, बोलो सत्यनारायण स्वामी की जय। आशक्नो देवी माता की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, विष्णु भगवान की जय, सूरज नारायण स्वामी की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, श्री स्वाहा माता की जय। अच्छा जय सब कोई. And I call upon my youngest son, Pandit Munivar, who will render, Keshav, who will do a
vote of thanks for this evening. In the absence of our chairman.
Bhule Sri Satyanarayana Swami ki Jai. Namo Narayanaya. On behalf of our spiritual leader, my Pitaji, Pandit Umadutt Maharaj, our family, and the members of SWAHA BHAKTI JYOTI MANDALI, we thank you for your presence this evening. Thank you to all our viewers on our Facebook live stream, and thank you to the viewers on IETV. Special thank you to all the Reverend Pundits present tonight. Your attendance is valuable to us. Thank you to the SBJM members who came earlier today to ensure all arrangements were in place for our Yagya. Additionally, we recognize and appreciate the generous support of our sponsors, without whom it would not be possible to carry our Yagya live on IETV this week. They are SNS Spices, Anand's Electrical, Chairs Plus Limited, Autorama Limited, Zion Travels Limited, Devanarayan Small Engine Repairs, Ramesh & Sons Superstore, Presidential Insurance, Aranguez Alignment Center, Sastrina Auto Supplies, Villa Cafe, Revile Hardware, and UJM Tours and Travels. We thank you for your generosity in the promotion of Dharma. Yagya continues tomorrow, Sunday, 7 December, where we will be concluding with our Sahasranam part, which is the chanting of the 1,000 names of Vishnu Bhagwan, with Havan. We will begin around 5 p.m., so I invite all of you who are present today, and I ask you to extend the invite to your near and dear ones and your families. Meals have been prepared for all, so please stay and partake before leaving, and please return home safely. With that being said, I pass over to my Pitaji. Sitaram.
Thank you very much, Pandit Keshav. And just to reiterate, tomorrow the format is going to be totally different. Tomorrow will be no discourse. We have completed our discourses according to Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. So as we did last year, tomorrow this year, we are going to end the entire week of sacrifice with the Sahasranam part. What is Sahasranam? Sahasra means 1,000. Nam means name. So Sahasranam, chanting of the 1,000 names of Vishnu Bhagwan. And that will be done with Havan. So we have our devotees who have given their names, right? They have given their names, they have made their arrangement, etc. So the procedure, all here will be cleared, and we'll have seating facing east. So we'll have some tables at the back for who don't want to sit flat. They only have the little lower section, and then those who sitting flat will be in front. And obviously, those who are attending will be on the outside there. We'll start around 5. So that tomorrow is pure sacrifice. No bhajan, no kirtan. Maybe we have to, as a matter of fact, just offer pratna to Satyanarayana Swami to conclude his Satyanarayana Swami. But no discourse and things like these. Right? We have completed all of tonight. But that's the Sahasranam part, according to what the Sahasranam Stotra says, that anyone who listens to that Sahasranam part, who partakes in that Sahasranam part, who just in the environment of the Sahasranam part, in this age of Kali Yuga, all negativities are removed. And that is mentioned by Vishnu Bhagwan himself. When I read that part of his Stotra tomorrow, you will listen to it. So those of you inviting everybody. And sometimes I say, oh God, 5 o'clock, that means finishing. After 10, no devotees. This is why we start a little earlier, right? To give, and then it take about maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So by 7:30, 8 for the latest, we are supposed to complete everything with this. Because everybody will walk with their own murti, so we perform Shuras Puja. And from then, that Shuras Puja is completed. We go straight on the Sahasranam. That is the main part. So once that is completed, then we are completed. So as they say, the whole elephant gone through the needle hole. Don't let the tail stick. You know what I'm saying, right? The whole elephant gone through the needle hole. Mean that you have made all the sacrifices. The last part now, which is really the ras, as we say, the ras, the makhan, the ghee, as we say, from the whole process, don't let it go to waste. So we're inviting everybody to come out. And remember, this is an annual sacrifice. Tomorrow is the end of it. After this, we're not going to meet till next year now. So make up use of the opportunities. If you're not taking part in the Hawan, attend. And listen, just listen to the names. I'll be reciting the 1,000 names, right? Some, I have to focus. So recite the 1,000 names. And while that is each name, Om Vishnavi, Namah Swaha, whatever else, little drop of will be offered into the fire. That in itself is a sacrifice. So tomorrow, that will be taking place here. The main event for tomorrow, Sahasranam part. And then we recite the Mangalakshakaram, the Sahasranam conclusion prayer, and then that will bring to an end the Satyanarayana Vrat Katha with Sahasranam. So we asking everyone to please come out and be a part of this process, as we say. And I don't want to make a song, but remember, I keep saying, when it come, you benefit. You don't come, is you shortchange yourself. Simply put. It may song bad, but that is the reality. And we have to know exactly what we want for ourselves. So the whole thing about it, you all invited to come out tomorrow and take part in the final offering. And this evening, I want to say a special word of blessings to a very powerful young man, one who, powerful in all aspects, powerful in strength and powerful in mouth too. Right? Kiran Sukhdev, who is the son of Sean and Annie Sukhdev, right? Very close members of our temple, Sean and Annie. They are the Shishya of Parmacharyaji, but they are all there and they are also here. Kiran is always with us, a young, vibrant member of our temple. He was here wholly, and by the way, today is Janam Din. So let's give him a round of applause. Right? So to you, Kiran, happy birthday. And I know you make a lot of sacrifices. He's also a working man, well, a working young man, working, but whenever he has that time, and he's not working, he comes to the temple. Right? So I pray that Bhagwan Shankar, Devi Mata, Satyanarayana Swami, Pavana Putra, continue to bless you and guide you as you go through the course of life. May you achieve all that your heart's desire, legitimate desires that is. May you achieve everything. Right? You're making your parents proud and continue to do that. And this is what a true son is about. Saput, good child. Don't be a kaput. Kaput means your father mash up 100, you mash up 1,000. But saput means a good child. Your father build 100, you build up 1,000. And this is what you're doing. Good child. Good child. Good son. Right? Yourself and your brother, making your parents proud. And I know for a fact, if your nana was here, there'd be a body right next to you there. I know that for sure. I know he'd have been sitting with you. Right? But wherever he is, his soul is, we pray that may the blessing of Satyanarayana be with him. Okay, so all in all, blessings to you and enjoy the rest of your birthday. And there's no better place to spend your birthday than in satsang. Okay? And I want to say a special word of, well, I can't say blessings to my father. I can't bless him. He have to bless us. But, I really appreciate that, he is here this evening and he rendered bhajans first, in the beginning. And those of you, he's 80, he's going to be 81 in January. And he can still sit and sing bhajans. Not as strong as before, but that, that desire is there. That desire is there. Yeah. So I want to say thank you to my Pitaji for being here. And today is also one of our members, Umela Sicharan. Today is her birthday also. I forgot that clearly. Sorry very much. But the point about it is that happy birthday to you also, and you're also an important part of our temple. So happy birthday and blessings to you. So all in all, blessings to everyone. Meals have been prepared. We completed a little late this evening, but we apologize for that. We had other things to do. But tomorrow, after tomorrow, you're complete. And you'll not see us. And I always say, you don't have to tolerate me again until next year. Right? But we all completed our sacrifice, and through the blessing of Satyanarayana Swami. Okay, take prasad. Right. Sakalpan Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram. So have meals with us and return safely home and return tomorrow to conclude. Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Moria, Sukha Karata